Hey everyone, it is me, Hero's Journey, once again with another stream on Secret Invasion. So, yeah, episode 4 released yesterday, and now we're gonna discuss it. So, yeah, I got my images up, so you will no longer have to like wait for me to set that up. So, Gaia ends up being alive because we see that she used the extremis to heal herself, but one thing I don't know is when did this happen? Like, at what point, like, did she actually turn herself into Super Skrull? Because if you remember the ending from last episode, we saw that she was like in a hurry once she got the information regarding the submarine situation. She just got out of there quickly. So, like, did she do that? When did she actually turn herself into Super Skrull? Unless we're like, unless there's like after she got the information, did she actually turn herself into Super Skrull? We just never saw that part. Or was she already in the process of turning her into a Super Skrull, and then when she got done, she got the message that they needed the codes? Like, that's not clarified exactly at which point. So, like, I would have liked it much better if they actually, like, showed us when this happened. Like, show, like, what the actual full events were. So, like, if she, um, turned herself into a Super Skrull after she got the codes, we see her get the codes. Then we see her go to the machine, turn herself into Super Skrull. Then we see her rush to the bike, and that's where she drives off. Or we could have like see it. Or if it was the other events, they sure showed us run to the machine, get turned into a Super Skrull. She stands in that stands in the machine, turns to Super Skrull, and then we see that she gets the message on her phone. And it's from there we can like then we see her actually get the codes and then get the bike and then get out of there. Like I think they should have like done some clarification so we know exactly at which point she turned herself into a Super Scroll. Because right now I just have those two theories. I'm gonna move on to the next image. So yeah, they are still doing the AI intro, and I did say if they by episode 4 they're still doing the AI intro, you would hear some kind of argument. If they were not, if they knew that there would be some type of backlash from the AI intros and knew that they were not going to actually change the AI intro at some point in the series, then why do the AI intro in the first place? I mean, did they like go like Secret Invasion was originally supposed to release it was like it's supposed to be like early, right? It was supposed to be early this year and it didn't. So you guys they had time. They had time to do a lot of changes. You saw online that there's a lot of backlash regarding AI. Probably should get a new intro made, and they don't. And now we're all the way in episode 4, and it's still the same AI intro. It's one of the things that's holding your series back. At this point, I just do not care if we go into episode 5 and there's a new intro, or they go into episode 6, there's a new intro. Because it's most likely going to be an extremely rushed one. Because at this point, they have not been trying to make an actual decent intro. And it doesn't even take much to make an intro either. Like it doesn't even have to be like a super complex, super amazing one. All people are asking, at least make it one that's made by someone. I don't care if the person who makes intro did it in less than a day. I don't care if the person that made the intro was able to do it in like 3 hours. If I can recognize that it is a human made intro and not an AI one, like I'll at least give them points for that. But the fact that we're in episode 4 and it's still a stupid AI intro, it's just it's a big issue. And then we have shows upcoming like Loki and Echo. and maybe some like a Halloween special and a Christmas special. Did they do AI intros for that too? Like, is this AI intro gonna be a running theme throughout the streams I do for Marvel this year? Am I gonna have to like continue like back when we get Loki season 2? Am I gonna have to like revisit this topic? Or like, oh well, another AI intro, and then the Helen special. Oh, another AI intro. Echo. Oh, another AI intro. Oh, a Christmas special. Another AI intro. I don't want to actually like sit here and talk about AI intros. That's like I don't think that my viewers are here for that. But the thing is, I have to address it because it's a current issue regarding Marvel right now. I am seriously annoyed and angry that Marvel is not fixing this. We're not asking for much. We're not asking for a 10 out of 10 intro. We're just asking for a human made intro. That's it. So we got a scene now. Uh, no, I do not know what language that is. I assume since location is Paris, that it's in that language, French, the French language. I don't know. Someone in the comments, if you know French or whichever language that is, feel free to tell me. Well, we get this scene between Nick Fury and his wife at the restaurant, and this takes place after Avengers 1. But like last stream, we were like I theorized if like how long it's actually been. Like, it might have been last stream or the stream before of how long it's actually been that she has like been his been his wife, like how many interactions she's had. And I guess there actually were interactions before Infinity War and Endgame. It's just after Infinity War and after Endgame, she went up to the space station and then had no interactions with her. So that confirms that, and they always had there's this they revisited it later. It was some kind of poem that she read in a book. I am not good with poems, so not really sure what the meaning behind the poem was, or the theme. If anyone in the comment section knows what the theme is, feel free to tell me. And now we get on to yeah. So Rhodey is a skrull. Rhodey is a skrull. And I saw a video um, yesterday by a comic book cast too. He mentioned that they apparently in some interview Kevin Feige addressed the skrull Rhodey, and he says people are not actually going to be able to figure out how long Rhodey has been a skrull. Now, I did not have time to, or actually, I not did either I did not have time or I completely forgot about it. Honestly, it's probably more like I forgot to actually check where this Ken Feige interview happened. Well, let's go on the assumption that it is true that Ken Feige is correct on Rhodey. No one is going to be able to calculate when Rhodey is skrull. So, when could this transition have happened? And what does this transition mean for the upcoming Armor Wars, which people are theorizing is in 2025 or 2026? Okay, so we know from previous episodes that they have extremis. They have information regarding extremis. And who was involved with the situation regarding extremists? Tony and Rhodey in Iron Man 3. So I think at that time the Skrulls were getting extremist DNA and stuff, and also replaced Rhodey at that time. So I think Rhodey was replaced after Iron Man 3, which obviously would also be right before Avengers Age of Ultron. Right? I think, yeah. Yeah, before Avengers Age of Ultron, after Iron Man 3. So what does that mean for Rhodey? Like, the human Rhodey? Because at the end, are we going to assume that the human Rhodey is rescued? So let's see. So after Iron Man 3, he got captured, which means he has no idea about the Avengers events of Age of Ultron. He has no idea who Vision is. So if he encounters White Vision, he's not going to know. He has no idea that Tony died. He has no idea that Natasha died. I mean, it's like the last few years of his best friend's life. And like, not only does like he awaken years later, find out that there was a skrull, like this a bunch of stuff that Skrull version already did, but his friend's dead. Remember, in Civil War, the Avengers team was no more. He's gonna find out that there's no Avengers left either. He's gonna find out that the Avengers like were no longer a team a while back, because when he was being War Machine, actually like before the Skrull event happened, there was Avengers. He's gonna find out all that, and not only that, but what War Machine suit was he using back in Iron Man 3? 002. So that means like the upgrades made the suits uh, that he used in well, the Avengers Age of Ultron suit was the same one as Iron Man 3, but the one in Civil War 003, the one in Infinity War 004, the two suits you saw in Avengers Endgame, he actually would not know how to operate those suits because those suits would have different ways to operate due to the new advanced equipment that was in them. So he's not going to know how to like even operate majority of his suits, and he has to still figure out how to get back to his technology in armor wars. Imagine these new threats rising up, and you can't even use half your equipment. Not only is it not use half your equipment, but your most advanced equipment. So it's just going to be like a big what's the right? There's a word. It's going to be a conundrum. I think that's the right word. It's going to be so confusing and so emotional for Rhodey. And well, I mean, we have like 2 more weeks because we have episode 5 and then episode 6 of Secret Invasion. But we're gonna have to wait till 2025 or 2026 to figure out how Rhodey is gonna handle all of this. Like, that's a lot of weight for someone to like handle. So, in like one of the next scenes, this scene. So we got the return of the poem. Uh, Fury like brings it to Vara's attention, like, yeah, he's aware of the whole situation regarding Rhodey and what not Rhodey, a Skrull Rhodey, and what Skrull Rhodey wants Vara to do. And that's terminate Fury. And get the whole scene, and there's the what you see in the image, and then you see afterwards what really happened. And that's like a recurring thing throughout the episode, where they'll make you think one thing, and then a second later, you find out it's not that thing. And they did that a few times in the episode. And we do see Skrull Rhodey. Here's the scene, and Skrull Rhodey is not. I mean, I don't know if in previous episodes, like, have we seen female Skrulls turning to males? like male humans? Like, have you seen that happen? Or is it just female scrolls can turn into only female humans? Because here, the scroll that turned into rhodey is a female. And like I mentioned earlier, people are I saw a lot of people theorizing that it's um Gaia, and then they do this split second change, and you're like, oh no, it's Rhodey, it's a Rhodey scroll. And I think people were actually like expecting that type of transition. And speaking of that, here's a YouTube comment I saw. Yeah, like hold on, you might not be able to see it. Am I able to zoom in? Okay, so someone put, not sure what LMAO is, so I'm just gonna ignore that. So yeah, this person was like expecting it to be the scroll to be Gaia, and then like you'd see like Gaia the human. Obviously, like you can tell because it was like a shower related thing that the top half there's nothing exactly, no fabric there. You know, yeah, I think you guys know what I'm referring to. And this person wanted to see the the actress that plays Gaia to be there, and he ends up being Rhodey, and the guy and this person got like a scare, like, oh, whoa, was not expecting that. So yeah, when I saw this comment, I was like, you know, I'm gonna put this in the stream just to like maybe my viewers will find it hilarious or interesting as well. So yeah, so I saw that, and like obviously that's not a scene in the episode. So if you even like jokes around with the scroll Rhodey when confronting him, oh, well, like with Tracker and the scroll buddy does not realize it, and we find out, yeah, he was actually serious. I'm gonna zoom in. So here you see it's really just yellow vial, small yellow vial. It's small yellow vial, and that's how next year he's gonna be able to track down this scroll Rhodey. And now we get to uh, the final confrontation. Yes, I know that is that what looks like a letter C. It's actually just when it was loading, when I was watching it and it was loading. Sorry about that. And like like yes, like we're like 18 minutes into the video and we're already at the final confrontation. But this episode was shorter than all the previous episodes. I think every single previous episode was around 45 to 55 minutes, and this one ended up being like around 35 minutes. So considering, so for the next two episodes, being the final two episodes, it better be like both of them better be 55 minutes. Like I don't see how they're gonna handle all of this with like episodes that are shorter. Because so far, Gravik has been winning. The good guys have been steps behind. So there has to be like something. There has to be like a lot that needs to happen in the next two episodes. Because remember, they're also supposed to set up armor wars. You can't just have like, oh, we got rescued Rhodey. There's your set of armor wars. That's not how it should work. So in regards to this helicopter, I believe this is a full CGI one. This looks like a full CGI of a UH-1 helicopter because I don't recall UH-1 helicopters having this particular design. Like maybe someone in the comment section like actually knows. But speaking of helicopters, Gravik says we need them to think they're the Russians. The Russians do not have UH-1 helicopters. That's a United States Marine helicopter. The Russians have helicopters like the Ka-50 and the Mi-24. The Ka-50 is like it's like a 1 or 2-seater attack helicopter designed specifically for attack. The Mi-24 can also carry troops and is armed. Yet in this, we're just supposed to like pretend that these Russians stole UH-1s out of all the possibilities, stole the UH-1s, but the main mission is to make not these Russians the skrulls. Like they want them to the uh, caravan that the president is in to think that they're Russians. So what the best way be to use actual Russian equipment? I don't know. It seems like a missed opportunity or something. So we get this scene with this vehicle. It has a anti-aircraft rocket. Now that vehicle is not real. It's not a real vehicle. It is purely fictional. And I'll zoom in. It looks like they took a truck and they like modified. Well, in real life, they took a truck and they modified it, and then they, like this top. I doubt there was actually a lifted roof with this. I think that portion was all CGI. Looks like they took a truck and they have these big box parts that they attach to the back. So do us that, and like one of the very next scenes, like a lot happens. You see the Super Skrull recruit arms and stuff. So this soldier, I've seen people theorize that the British lady actually sent these soldiers in to help with the situation. And we'll probably find that out in the next episode. The soldier actually, I guess, a good thing if your soldier actually listened to Nick Fury, because we're like I'm sure like for like half a second we're like, oh, this is going to be a problem, and soldier's like, we're in the middle of a battle. I'm just gonna trust my gut and agree with Nick Fury. But this leads to a trick that they have in the very next scene, where Gravik shapeshift into that exact same soldier and picks up Charles, who's wounded at the time, and then Gravik kills Carlos. We saw Nick Fury lose Murray Hill, and now we lose Talos. And I don't think Talos is Super Skrull, so he's not going to come back. And a lot of people already realized that in the next episode we're going to see Nick Fury tell the president, "A Skrull saved your life, a good Skrull, while the bad Skrulls were trying to take your life." And that's going to like be one of the things that starts the whole. That's going to make actually the government like make a home for the Skrulls, the good Skrulls. And at the end of the series, the Skrulls are finally going to get a home. You're going to find out Maria Hill's sacrifice and Talos' sacrifice was not in vain. That it actually led to something good. And yep, Nick Fury is essentially all on his own. Because I don't think we're actually going to see the return of Nick Fury's wife. He seemed like in the scene earlier, they just like, I guess you could say, broke up. So I don't think we're not gonna see her return. Nick Fury essentially now is all on his own, and that's where the episode leaves off. Now I don't have anything else to say in regards to the episode, so sorry about that. So if you watch this stream live, thank you. If you are watching this stream when it gets uploaded to YouTube, thank you. If you like seeing my content, follow me on Twitch. That is where I'm streaming this, and subscribe to my YouTube channel because we're not just gonna stop at Secret Invasion. Like when we have Loki, when we have Echo, when we have the Halloween special, the Christmas special, I'm gonna have streams on that. Oh, and we're Ahsoka. Ahsoka is in August. You will see streams on that on her show regarding her show. So look forward to that as well. So yeah, with that have a good day or a good night depending on where you are.